All right, well, welcome everybody to the first episode of the Christ-Centered Leadership Podcast. I am Jane Jonas, and I'm so excited to be kicking things off today. This podcast is all about exploring what it means to be a Christ-centered leader here at BYU and how each of us can grow in our ability to lead with faith, integrity, and purpose. To start us off, I'm joined by someone I'm really excited for you all to hear from, Cameron Jenkins, the Vice President of Leadership Education for BYUSA.
Hello.
Welcome.
So excited to be here with you, Jane.
Cam has been such a driving force in creating this brand new area that we're going to dive into today. And so, yeah, I'm excited to jump in. Cam, thank you for being here. Before we dive into leadership education, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are outside of BYUSA?
Of course, yeah. First of all, I am a husband to my lovely wife, Natalie. So
Shout out, Natalie.
I've been married for about over a year now, so it's been the best year of my life. I can say that without a doubt. And during that time, I've just been going to BYU. I'm a junior in accounting. I love to ski, fish, hunt, all those fun outdoor activities.
Golf.
I love to golf. I'm currently the president of the golf club. So
exciting.
If you like to golf, there's a golf club hopefully coming soon to
Yeah.
BYU. So, but other than that, I'm just doing a lot of schoolwork and hanging out with my wife and doing a bunch of leadership stuff right now.
So fun. Well, so what would you say has shaped you as a leader in college so far? Any specific college experiences?
Yeah, I would say my first semester here at BYU, I was actually with the amazing Univ 101 teacher. So all the freshmen at BYU, I know you all know, take the Univ 101 class. So I had an amazing teacher who kind of just taught me about BYU and what it means to be BYU, and basically taught that means to be a leader. Means someone that goes out, helps students, and is really involved on campus. And that had a great effect on me right there in the first semester, especially in that time where I wasn't sure what I was going to do on campus. It helped me motivate me to go out, go do, and try and lead.
So you clearly found BYUSA because you're vice president now. So do you want to tell us a little bit how you even got involved in BYUSA? Some people may not even know what that is. Can you kind of tell us about
Yeah,
how
for
you
sure.
found it?
Yeah, so I was actually also a freshman at New Student Orientation. I was doing all those booths that you do, and I found BYUSA, and I just scheduled a tour to come in, tour the office, and I walked in, and there was also another guy named Jackson there doing a tour, and we just hit it off. So I just made an immediate connection, an immediate friend, and we chose the same area to just volunteer in, and to basically what we would do is we'd go out, talk to a lot of people, and I was just from home for my mission, so that was kind of like, that wasn't foreign to me, so I like doing that. And I really just made a connection. What BYUSA is it's the student association here on campus. It helps promote student leadership and give opportunities for leadership, and really just to drive connection between the students. So there's a lot of opportunities to lead and to learn what leadership is, and also just like my first experience, to find a new friend or to find a connection. And that's what we're trying to do in that office, is so that everyone has a connection on campus, and that you know where you can go if you're looking to volunteer or just even meet someone new.
It's the best. I also think it's important that people know that everyone's a part of BYUSA. It's the student association.
Sure.
So every single student on campus is a part of it, and most people don't even know that they are yet. So
it's part of your tuition.
Yes,
you're already part of the association.
You're already part of it. Yep.
Just
Tuition
come and
paid the
volunteer,
fee.
walk in. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so, well, now you're the Vice President of Leadership Education. I think some people may not know about the different areas within BYUSA. So do you want to talk a little bit about, well, first the different areas and then about leadership education as a whole first?
For sure. So the other areas, there's a lot of great areas like connections, or the student advisor counselor, or clubs, marketing, activities. So if you like to do like big activities, you can do that. If you like to do marketing, you can always do that. If you want to create change on campus, student advisor councils for you. If you like being involved in a lot of different clubs, if you like connecting with people, bringing people into this awesome office of the Student Connection Leadership Center, then Connections is for you. But for Leadership Ed, what it is, that's what I'm over this year. It's actually brand new this year, first year ever doing it.
Brand new.
So kind of scary, but it's been really fun. I have some amazing people who are helping me. Jane's one of them, so shout out to Jane for helping me. What we do is we actually help create activities about leadership to educate students about leadership, and also create like seminars and teachings that just teach different principles. I actually wanted to share, there's actually like a 5-year plan for BYUSA.
I love it. Let's hear it.
And these are kind of the purposes and the objectives of leadership education.
Yeah.
So the purpose is to develop the divine leadership potential of students. And the objectives of the area is to develop and maintain leadership education experiences that are quality, proven, and engaging, educate students about leadership opportunities and resources on campus, and recognize outstanding examples of Christ-centered leadership within the campus community.
Wow.
So that's basically what it is. That can cover a lot of different things. So, for example, like we're doing this podcast for one of them.
So exciting.
Yeah, we're doing this podcast, so we're helping people learn more about not just leadership ed, but of course in the future we'll be talking about different Christ-centered leadership principles and all those type of things. We'll also be having Brigham Awards, which is like we do a service award at the end of the year during the Unform, where we have gotten so many submissions about all the amazing things happening on campus, and we choose some winners of that, as well as we're doing like events where alumni or people will come in and talk about leadership. So there's a lot of different things what that entails, and we're still trying to figure it out since the first year. But there's a lot of different things we can do in leadership ed.
That's so exciting. So what made you want to step into this role as Vice President of Leadership Education? What's your why behind all of this?
Yeah, I would say that's a great question. My why kind of stems from that first experience again. I came to BYU not really knowing what was going on, kind of planned it 2 or 3 months ahead, got into BYU. I was still on my mission, so I showed up like 3 weeks off my mission, didn't really know many people going. So it was kind of a hard time because I didn't know many people. I wanted to meet people, and that's what BYUSA did for me, is it gave me a safe place to meet people, a safe place to grow after my mission too, where I felt like for a couple of weeks I was kind of stagnant. I was like, what's going on? It gave me a place to grow those leadership skills and really just felt like home. So that's my why of why I'm doing this and why I want to get more involved, is because I know that it can be a home, a place where people develop skills, and I want people to experience that and have that opportunity. And I'm just trying to pay that back forward to that because I feel very blessed by that.
I love that. So do you have any main goals for this year of like what you want leadership education to look like and what you hope to accomplish this year?
Yeah, I just want people, my main goal is just for everyone to come together and have that connection point and just feel a community within leadership education and just with the people that are involved in it. That's the key, I think, is just having that community where it's a safe place. I mean, I can talk a lot about like on campus, there's the biggest pandemic, actually studies show the biggest pandemic in campuses and universities is the loneliness pandemic. And that's what we're just trying to combat, is that loneliness. And I've felt that, you know, where you're just walking around, haven't talked to anyone all day, and you're just kind of in your feels, got the AirPods in, whatever it is. And that's what we want to counter out. We want people to be reaching out. And even the president of the university, President Reese, said it takes a broad-based campus leadership to create real change. So that's what we want to do, is to create that broad-based campus leadership and just have a community.
I love it. Well, I'm so excited for leadership education this year. I especially came in as a director because it's new this year, and I think leadership education is really important. So I want to hear about why you also think leadership education is important, because we know that it's a brand new area this year, and BYU has never had anything like this before. So
Right.
Why do we think BYUSA really cares about leadership education this year? Why are they making this big switch from honor to leadership education? And where do you see leadership education going in these next, hopefully, several years?
Yeah. No, that I'll start actually at a university level. One of the biggest things that BYU has been kind of doing, I feel like, is they want to create leaders. And that's actually Jeffrey Holland. You know, he came to BYU. He talked about how we'll be doing our students a disservice if we don't teach them how to be great leaders. And that's what BYU wants to do. And that's actually one of the main purposes of the BYUSA, of the Student Association, is to create leaders and to create leadership opportunities. And to basically fill that objective more of creating leaders, that's why there is now a leadership education area, is so that we can specifically point to, like, yes, we have a way to help people learn about leadership, and most importantly, learn about leadership in the right way, which is Christ-centered. Learn about Christ. Why is he important? What did he do? How can I be more like him and be more of a leader like him? And that's, I think, just more of just trying to create that change and help people understand that we all can be leaders too, that all of us are leaders here on campus. It's just the small things that you do. It's the saying hello to your fellow classmates or whatever it is, and helping people understand that it's for everyone. And I love it. That's why, I mean, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I just love that we're doing that and that we're making that more of a focus. And you'll see that on campus, like a lot of people have been talking a lot about leadership because we need good leaders right now.
Well, I love that you touched on that, because that's hopefully the goal of this whole podcast this upcoming year, is to highlight leaders on campus. And maybe there are people who they don't even realize that they are leaders, because I believe that everyone's leader, kind of like what you were saying. But we're hoping to have people come in and touch on like their leadership experience or experiences they've had that have helped them truly realize that they are a leader. So could you maybe touch on that for us and maybe talk about your leadership experience? Why would you consider yourself a leader?
That's a great question. I feel like sometimes it's hard for, like, Jane, tell us about yourself. Why are you a leader? Cam, tell me about whatever it is. Yeah, so that can be hard. And I think part of that being a leader is just recognizing and telling yourself, I am a leader. And I feel like in myself, I see that through just the people that I've been able to touch. Like an example and a story was from last year when I was participating in BYUSA. I had a student that he didn't really know if this was for him or whatever. He just felt like a little bit on the outside. And then he came and participated in this event, and he met all these people, and he just felt like it was his home. And that's when I have seen myself be a leader and see that leadership is like, I invited this person to come and something actually happened, and he shared this story with me, and it was then like a little note that he shared that. And it, like, having those moments where someone just shares, I feel like has been like, oh, like this is actually creating change. And if you're see that happen in your own life, like I would invite you to, tell that person like, hey, you created this real change, because then that starts to click for people like, oh, I am doing something that's creating change. Oh, I am a leader. Oh, I'm helping help people become more like Christ or whatever it is. So I think just pointing that out from other people has helped me. And then I tried now to point it out by myself. I know it's hard, but just finding those opportunities to reflect and be like, yeah, I did do this with the help of whoever, with the help of Christ. Like I was able to do that.
I love that, because it really can be as easy as just an invitation. Like even just that is leadership in and of itself.
I'd say that's what a lot of leadership is just that's what Christ himself did. It was just a lot of invite to come follow him. And that's what it is come follow him was what he'd invite you to do. Come follow me. And then he'd show you, like through his example. And I think that's what being a Christ-centered leader is you're inviting people to come, do whatever it is, come and be a leader, and then you're being the best you can be. Of course, you can't be like him perfectly, but we can really try, and people see those good things that happen, and then they become better leaders. And it's just a chain reaction.
Yes, I love it. Well, so for all of our students here on campus who maybe don't know where to get involved or where to even start with even just leadership as a whole, or wanting to get more involved on campus, what would be your biggest recommendation to any new student or any student that wants to get more involved?
Yeah. Well, come into the Wilkinson Center, 3400
Shout
Leadership
out.
Ed. That's where the office is for for BYUSA. So I would come in there. There's a lot of great friendly people at the front desk. There's a lot of room just to hang out. So you'll find someone there that's going to help you for sure. Other than that, I would just do the small things. Like there's a lot of, you can even do some research too. Like if you're really wanting to know, I would go on to BYU's website and look up different opportunities or different clubs or different offices that do leadership training or whatever it is, and go and do those things, and don't just like have it in your queue, but like actually go and do it. Because I'm surprised the more I walk around the Wilkins Center, or the more I'm just at BYU, how many opportunities there is to
Oh my gosh.
do leadership or
Yeah.
whatever.
I feel like every day I learn about something new,
yeah,
honestly.
me too. So you're always learning, and I feel like we have those key moments where it's like something clicks, or like, yeah, I want to do that, and then you just gotta go and do it right then. So if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, I should go in the 3400 in the Wilk, then you should go in there. You should go in there right now.
Yeah.
So
I love it. Well, before we end today, I want to talk a little bit about and wrap up with what you think is the most important leadership quality to you.
I would say the most important leadership quality to me would be charity and love. And the reason why, I mean, this is just a classic scripture in Moroni here that tells us like, why do I think this is the best or one of the greatest? Is because it literally says that in the scriptures. It says, okay, here it is. We ready?
Yeah.
So in Moroni 7, he talks about charity, and he says, wherefore, my beloved brethren, if ye have not charity, ye are nothing. For charity never faileth. Wherefore, cleave unto charity, which is the greatest of all, for all things must fail. But charity is the pure love of Christ, and it endureth forever. And whoso is found possessed of it at the last day shall be well with him. I just love that scripture, and I know that charity is the greatest. It never fails. Like loving your neighbor, loving who you're around, it really does never fail. And I know like your brothers or sisters, it can be hard to love them sometimes. Sometimes they do things, and they make you mad. And in those moments, if you've been praying for charity, if you've been thinking about it, or if you're thinking about leadership or whatever it is, I find it a lot easier to remember charity, love one another. And I am not the best example. I'm trying my best to be better at that, but that's what it takes, to just a little bit praying for it, whatever it is. If you're praying for it, if you're practicing it, or you're writing down experience that you actually did well at charity, like all those things I feel like can help you gain that trait. And I feel like it's the greatest of all. It says it in the scriptures, right? So
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Cam, for coming on and telling us your story and about your experiences here at BYU. If you could leave everyone with one last piece of advice, one last note, what would it be?
My last piece of advice, that's a good question. I would say the last thing that, if I could say one thing to anyone, is just take your time to get to know the people around you, and take the time to interact, communicate in your classes, participate. And that's what's grown my experience and my opportunities to lead others the greatest. So just take that extra second or that extra minute to get to talk to the person next to you. Like when you walk into your religion class and you're sitting next to new people every day in, the JKB, take that time and talk to the person next to you. And you're going to meet people that are going to know people that you can help, or that maybe you need the help, whatever it is. So I would just take the time, talk to people. I know it's very hard, but it will bless your life.
Thank you, Cam, so much for coming on the podcast today. I'm so glad you were able to come and share your experiences and give advice to all the students here at BYU. But also thank you to all of you guys for listening. We're so excited for this year and for all the things we have coming. So stay tuned for all of those. We're going to have so many exciting guests and speakers and just so many amazing people. So we're so excited. So thank you, everyone, and we'll see you guys next month.